If you're not blind or low vision or deaf or hard of hearing, there's a lot you're taking for granted on social media. You can see every picture, you can watch every video, but it's fundamentally different for people who are blind or low vision, or deaf or hard of hearing, who can be totally locked out from entire platforms. The good news is, a few tools can make a really big difference. For blind social media users, for example, alt text is crucial for being able to access an app. Alt text is writing for describing images. Unlike the image itself, alt text can be picked up by a screen reader, programs for blind or low vision individuals that read aloud written content. Meanwhile, for deaf or hard of hearing individuals, accurate descriptive captions are crucial.
Captions provide access to deaf or hard of hearing people, as well as many people with different disabilities, and provide full access, meaning that we can understand the video in the same equal access as everyone else.
Social media companies are improving on this front, but if it's going to get any better, the problem is twofold. On one hand, we still need companies to roll out more inclusive tools, and new social media companies that pop up need to do the same. And that's something that will ultimately benefit everyone.
You never know who's going to download your app. You never know who's going to log onto your website and want to be a paying customer. And I think a lot of times companies forget that there's like 1 billion people in the world who identify as having some form of a disability, and we are consumers. We are consumers, and we have ad money. We have spending dollars that we want to invest. And so if A, your platform isn't accessible, or B, you're not marketing to us, we're not seeing ourselves represented in what you create, you're missing out on that opportunity.
Providing accessibility in captions not only is beneficial for the deaf and hard of hearing people, but other disabled people, as well as people who speak foreign languages or are not skilled with English as well. And that is such a wide range of people that people don't realize.
When you think of thinking it universally, everybody is included in that, meaning we can all benefit in ways that you don't necessarily initially think. Like text messaging, right? Text messaging was designed for the deaf community as an alternative to phone calls. Now, majority of us text more than we have phone calls. We have all, as a society, benefited from that accessible design. So it's therefore become universal.
At the same time, though, people, and particularly people who don't belong to the disability community, need to actually be aware of these tools and put them to use.
A lot of these companies, they integrate these things, but then they don't actually advertise that it exists. So nobody knows. Like the average consumer doesn't know. And it's great that you have alt text as an option, but if nobody knows and therefore nobody's using it, except like a small group of disabled people or people who are like tuned into what's happening in disability, it's not actually really helpful.
Outside of learning about and making use of captioning or alt text tools, it's crucial to keep universal access in mind when creating any kind of post. That includes when you're trying to provide a similar function to captioning or alt text on a platform that doesn't have tools for it yet. On a video-oriented platform, like TikTok for example, verbally describing what you're doing or what's appearing on screen is one really easy way to give blind users more complete access.
People will write things on the screen and reply to a question, but without vocalizing the question, because most people can see the question on the screen. And that's why when I always answer questions, I always put my question in my answer so that my blind viewers understand what question I'm answering. It's a very normal thing in media to have to like insert your question within your answer, and it's very easy to do that seamlessly. What's your favorite food? McDonald's? What's your favorite food? My favorite food is McDonald's, right? Like it's very easy to just insert that.
A lot of the fixes to make social media more accessible, both from companies and individual users, are incredibly straightforward, and there's always more to be done.
I would just love to see all apps in the future have, like Netflix has, just the on-off captions. That's obviously the dream. We're not there yet.
I think having on Instagram or Facebook, having an alert pop up that says, hey, reminder, like you didn't add alt text. Would you like to add this before you post? I think just having that flag reminder there for people, that one more thing to click out of before they post, will like get people into the habit of doing it. I would love to see social media platforms like actually educating consumers about the fact that these accessibility tools do exist, because again, like they often don't even tell you when they launch. So the only people who know are people like very invested in accessibility or in tech or in the disability community. And most people go about their lives not even knowing that it's possible to do this.